And now we're going to jump into week 14 and what we really expect for this upcoming week coming up. It's a lot of, big playoff implications. And we pretty much going to start with the biggest game of the week we feel as though it is. We got the Baltimore Ravens at 7-5. It's crazy. Just a few weeks back, I remember vividly, the game that they got when they beat the Colts to get to 6-2. I'm like, okay, they rounding into shape. Now they 7-5 now against the Cleveland Browns are 9-3.
Yeah,
the Cleveland Browns are hosting Monday Night Football. What you think about this game, Ted?
I really think what I'm expecting from a standpoint, what I think and what I'm expecting. What I think is going to happen is I think the Ravens should win this game handily. I think Lamar Jackson should control the game, running and passing, honestly, because the Browns' defense is getting better, but the secondary still has lapses, but they are improving every year. And quite frankly, I'm just not ready to buy in, which, Bijan, you told me till you're not ready to buy in on the Browns. What I kind of expect to happen, I expect it to be a close game. But then, of course, towards the end, I expect the Ravens offensive line too. That does not get talked about pretty much as always. Lamar Jackson. No, that Ravens O-line is very good when it comes to running the football. So I expect, a game. I expect the Ravens to win this game. My prediction for the score, I think it'll be 27-20.
Okay. Now, when I chime in on it, I do want to give some love to the Browns in the fact that the approach that they take, because I'm the type, Tez will tell you, I just believe in sticking to what your strengths are and just playing a winning brand of football. And honestly, the Browns, I can't hate on the fact that Coach Kevin Stefanski has done a phenomenal job at foundationally building that team through the running game. As I've said, in the offseason, I felt that was going to be his approach, given the fact that he was the offensive coordinator for the Minnesota Vikings and all what they did last year with Dalvin Cook and his ability in the running game. He's showing he's damn near the best running back in the league. Right. So when you get a tandem like a Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt, who are both running back ones in this league, and Kareem Hunt is forced to be a backup, like I just feel as though that rushing attack is just hell to deal with.
They put pressure on the opposing defense.
And honestly, I get what you're saying, Tez, and me personally, I have the Ravens winning out. Over their next 4 games, I have them winning out, getting to 11-5, but at the end of the day, it's some cause to pause with them as well.
Yeah.
Because that game they just had with the Cowboys, I can't believe, and the Cowboys, don't get me wrong, that trio receivers that you have with Amari Cooper, the young budding star rookie and CeeDee Lamb, and Michael Gallup. I mean, they have a hell of a trio. And then you got Ezekiel Elliott and Tony Pollard and whatnot. But, bro, to allow 388 total yards to be put up on you in that football game, it gives me some cause to pause, man. I just feel like as much as I do expect the Ravens to get that ball game, they still have some things that they need to clean up. And hopefully we can see a much better performance on Monday Night Football. I do got them winning that one as well. I don't have a score for you all, but I do got them pulling that one up.
27-20.
And then I want to get into the Eagles. The Eagles, I'm a quarterback guy. Carson Wentz is one of my guys. Him and Deshaun Watson, my 2 of my favorite young quarterbacks. I just can't believe we at this point. Because
this year has been
first off, before I let Tez go, because I want to let him speak on it. Yeah. A few years back, before it's this narrative out here where the second-year QB gets this MVP award, given the fact that in 2018 it was Patrick Mahomes. Just this past year, the reigning MVP is Lamar Jackson. Let's talk about in 2017 when really Carson Wentz, had he not gotten hurt,
he would have won MVP.
He would have been the MVP over Tom Brady.
He would.
So when I look at that scenario, it's just and all that he did to even set that football team up for Nick Foles to take them home that year and accomplish that Super Bowl, it's crazy to see where they're at now. And the fact that Jalen Hurts is being taken over as the starter this week against the New Orleans Saints. How do you feel about that, Ted?
I'm actually really excited about it. I'm really excited to see what Jalen Hurts can do. I've been a Jalen Hurts fan ever since he was at Oklahoma. And I've been rocking with him even more heavy after the Tua benching. Now, don't get me wrong, Tua is an awesome quarterback, but I just feel like there's a certain respect you should give your player for Jalen Hurts took the Alabama team to 2 straight championships. And I felt like he should have been kept that job. But you know what? It's all done now. Now him and Tua are both in the league, starting the quarterback. So it's a good story. But I feel like I'm happy that Jalen Hurts got the opportunity to start versus Saints. Now you going versus Saints defense that's just caught fire. Right now they're hitting on all cylinders. You know, secondary is playing better, which that was the knock that I had versus them. Their secondary, their pass rush is getting better. So I mean, you know, I'm excited for Jalen, win or lose, because they're not making the playoffs anyway. The season is pretty much done. So I actually respect what the quarterback, what the coach did for the Eagles, and saying, you know what, let's give this young kid a shot and let's see what happens. Now I will say, you know, give Jalen Hurts the same amount of time as you guys gave Carson Wentz. So don't just throw him in there and he's messing up and you say, no, we're going to come back with Carson Wentz. No, don't do that. Sit Carson Wentz out for the rest of the year and let's see what Jalen Hurts can do and give him a chance and let's see if this guy can be the leader of the franchise. Give him a chance. That's all I ask for.
Okay. I mean, and there has been a lot of issues going on with the Eagles, more so. I don't believe it's all on Carson Wentz. You know, even back to when Nick Foles was there, I feel as though Doug Peterson, he calls a better script for other quarterbacks, in my opinion. So I hope he can do that for Jalen Hurts. I don't know what it is. It's like it's like the curse of the gifted, I feel like, in a way. He knows Carson Wentz is so special. To me, he be just going out there just throwing the kitchen sink at him like, yeah, we're going to run this, we're going to run this, To me, he doesn't make it necessarily easier on him, in my opinion. And it's been a revolving door with the offensive line. They haven't been able to protect him. The receivers as well, with Deshaun Jackson being out, Alshon Jeffrey. They've had to rely heavily upon a Travis Fulgham. You know, this dude was on the Lions at some point. You wouldn't have known, knowing how terrible our organization is. But, you know, and
by the way, shout out to them. Shout out to the Lions for getting your first win with Matt Patricia gone.
Definitely. Darrell Bevel.
Darrell Bevel, that's a good win. Shout out to y'all. You know, so that was impressive. But yeah, you are right. You know, Bijan, they had teams. The Lions had people you didn't even know about. Now they on other teams performing. And yeah, we're gonna see about that. Do I expect Hurts to go into, you know, the Superdome and get a win? No, I don't. But do I think he'll perform well? I think he'll perform well.
I hope so, bro.
Yeah.
Because that Saints defense has been playing ferocious, bro.
Yeah,
honestly, they've been the number one defense in like the past month. Only relinquishing only one touchdown over the last 4 games. So we hope to see a good performance from him, but you know, I don't expect much.
Yeah.
And the last game we're gonna dive into is the juiciest matchup of the week, Sunday Night Football. Pittsburgh Steelers took their first loss, so we got no more undefeated teams on the year. They 11-1. They going to Buffalo against Josh Allen at 9-3. Well, how you feel about this one, bro?
I feel the Bills will handle their business. I feel like the Steelers. I don't care. I don't know why. I don't know what it is about the Steelers. But I don't care if the Steelers was 12-0, 13-0, 14-0. It's just something about this team that I'm not ready to say, okay, yes.
You're not sold on?
I'm not sold. They're having a great season. Mm-hmm. You know, people don't talk about this. The loss of Devin Bush really did hurt. You know, that Devin Bush loss was big. It's just
middle linebacker for Pittsburgh.
It's just now me being the type of fan I am now. Mm-hmm. I'm like, are you gonna beat the Chiefs? Okay. So whatever, like, you know, in the AFC we all know who it runs through. It runs through the Kansas City Chiefs. And are you gonna outscore the Kansas City Chiefs? My answer is no. Okay. You know, the Steelers should have lost a lot more games. They should have lost to Dallas. They got the Lord's Prayer helped them with that. You know, it's a lot of you know, they're a very good football team. Can they win a playoff game? Yes. But you know, even the Baltimore game, the Ravens were up 10 points. They had the game. The game should have been sealed. the Ravens lost their minds, and the Steelers ended up coming back and winning. So don't get me wrong, the Steelers they're a very good football team, but I feel like once they run into a team that's compatible, they're gonna end up losing. When they run into a team that actually knows how to play football just as good as them, or a team that will hit you in the mouth, because the Bills will hit you in the mouth. That's what they'll do. So I think the Bills should win this game by more than a touchdown, actually. And hey, we'll go from there. But the Steelers do win. It's a very impressive win by them.
All right.
How you feel about it, though, Bijan?
Well, I kind of more so. I'm looking to see. I'm doing the wait and see approach. Like I don't necessarily have a clear cut winner. I will say that honestly, I have been gung ho on the Steelers. More so, I love their defense. Mm-hmm. The defense and the young weapons that they have at receiver. I do want to point out though, I understand where Tez is coming from, where he can't totally buy in because their running defense, for one, isn't the greatest. Nope. At times, I feel as though sometimes Coach Butler, their defensive coordinator, he sails out. Like if teams are having success on them in the running game, he'll sell out and pretty much have his bring pressure from his linebacker. He'll blitz and his nickelback, Mike Hilton. He one of the better nickelbacks blitzers in this league, and he pretty much, in order to stop a rushing attack, to have to do that, I just feel as though that's not conducive to winning football all the time, because like you said, bro, when you play teams like the Chiefs or it's certain offenses where they can exploit it, which this offensive coordinator he's going against in Brian Daboll, if you sell out or do anything from that standpoint, the Bills, they do a great job throwing screens. They'll do some trick plays and hand it off here. Next thing you know, they throwing it over to Josh Allen. I just feel as though the attention to detail has to really be there for Pittsburgh this week. But at the same time, as much as I was gushing on Josh Allen earlier, he has a tendency in some fashion, especially against a defense like the Steelers, to where they play a strong cover 3 defense. They gonna send some blitzes from it as well. It's just with that pass rush that they have as well with T.J. Watt. Sometimes Josh Allen can be sporadic.
Yeah, they do have a great pass
so
rush.
I just want to see where is his consistency this week, and if he can be consistent enough, being that the fact that the Pittsburgh Steelers as well, another thing that hurts them, they can't close out games because for whatever reason they can't lean on the running game, and I don't understand it, because in my opinion, James Conner and Benny Snell should be able to do it. But, we're going to see what happens this week. If I had to go with a team, I would more so lean to Pittsburgh. Obviously, Ted's leaning towards Buffalo, so we're going to see. It's going to be the biggest Sunday night football game of the year.
Interesting. And
that wraps it up for our NFL segment. Stay tuned. We're about to get into some basketball. We know we got a lot of basketball fans out there. Man, the season about to start, and can't wait to dive into it and get y'all some material.
Ready for that.